I'm Chrissy.
And I'm Michelle.
And this is the Morally Grayscale,
where we talk all things bookishly gray. We freaking did it.
We crushed that so hard. Good job. Alright, so, bookish news. Take it. This was exciting.
This is your color, but okay.
Oh, it is my color. I'm colorblind.
We can both.
So we're doing Roots. Okay. We were going to do it together. No.
So, Demi Winters, the queen of literal everything.
Yes.
Finally announced her newest release.
Yes.
It's called Roots of Darkness. Mm-hmm. It is Hecla's novella, so it's like her story on how she came up, and it is being released on
June 10th. Woo! We're super excited. It is
super stoked.
It's being released on ebooks. Mm-hmm. And then she's talked that she'll probably do a paperback version eventually, but it's not going to be a mass-published paperback.
Yeah.
So stand by for that.
Kind of is disappointing to me, because, like, I have all of the...
Right, and so I want it to match.
Yeah, I want it to aesthetically be pleasing.
I wonder if she'll eventually traditionally publish it, because these didn't start out traditionally published.
Yeah, maybe. And maybe because the traditional publisher is taking so long for the third book to come out and all of that, and they had to, go back and fix some grammatical errors and whatnot in the
Happens
in the first two books. But man, it's just it feels like it's taking so long, and I don't really think I think it's only been a year and a half since we just want more.
if that,
yeah,
because it came out when we were reading the first book, so that's not even a year and a half ago.
No,
we're just
a year ago.
We're just needy.
We are just needy.
Demi Winters 100% was my favorite debut author last year. And I would say she was in my top 3 or 5 favorite books total that I read last year.
Yeah.
But I also read all of SJM and Brandon Sanderson last year, so that's hard to contend with. But she freaking nailed it.
Yeah. See, Rachel Gillig is my top debut author.
That was 2023.
But I read it in 2024.
Okay, but you can still get Demi Winters in 2024. So.
Okay.
Wait, did Road of Bones come out in 2023 or 2024? Because I know Kingdom of Claw came out in 2024. Did we just get
Road
on?
of Bones came out in October of 23.
Okay, so never mind.
Yeah.
We can't even say she's...
I think.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I just know it's good.
Yeah,
and
it's so good.
Her and Rachel Gillig both are top debut authors for me.
And speaking of Rachel Gillig.
So I just read the synopsis of this book that's coming out on May 20th. It's called The Night and the Moth. You may or may not have heard of it. It's kind of a big deal for us Rachel Gillig girls. Yeah. But it is taking place in a cathedral type setting.
Okay.
It's still that dark gothic kind of vibe. Where you have our main character, Sybil. She sees visions in her dreams and everything, and she's getting ready to finally leave the cathedral when this very broody knight by the name of Roderick, which my dirty little brain, comes into play, and the movie.
We're on night shift. We're tired now.
The book goes on from there.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. The only bad thing...
So is she the moth? If he's the knight?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only bad thing is that we don't know when the second book is going to come out, because it's a duology, and this is the first book in the duology.
So she didn't have a huge gap between One Dark Window and...
Two Twisted Crowns?
There wasn't like a massive gap between the two. So hopefully there's not a massive gap between...
Yeah.
Or did we just hop on One Dark Window a little bit later?
I don't know. I hopped on a little bit later.
I read it before you.
You did read it before me, because you said I would like it.
Yeah, I was right.
Yes, she was very right.
I love when that happens.
Well, every now and then we recommend things to each other that we actually do really like.
Yeah.
And by every now and then, I mean
like literally all the time.
Pretty frequent.
Yeah. It's actually pretty rare that we recommend something that the other one just
doesn't like.
It's trash. Yeah.
I think the only one that I thought going into it where I was like, she's going to hate this, is the one that we did for the cruise episode where Swallow Your Fear.
Yeah, okay, I didn't love it, but I did not hate it.
Yeah, you rated it a lot better than I thought you would.
Yeah, I gave it 3 stars. I finished it. Mm-hmm. And she finished multiple times, so, you know.
She did finish multiple times. Yeah. We had a very giving male main character.
60 pages in.
Hey.
You never said it was a slow burn, I know.
Hey. It's only a 248-page book.
That's fair. And it's a spicy book, so I'm surprised it took 60 pages.
Yeah.
Okay, what else upcoming releases? Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Comes out 3 June. And I don't remember the main character's name because why would I? I read the synopsis 5 minutes ago. So why would I remember that from 5 minutes ago? But it takes place in the early 1980s. And the main character is trying to be the first female scientist in NASA's space program to go to space. And you follow her for a little while and there is something that happens in 1984. And we don't know what that is, but it changes everything. So very Taylor Jenkins Reid, you know.
Orwell.
Yeah.
Yeah, very Orwell, 1984.
Ooh. I wonder what's going to happen.
That's a book I have not read in a very long time.
I haven't read that since high school.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you how long ago that was.
Like 20 years ago.
So disrespectful. But you know what's so funny? I started high school in 2004.
Yeah.
2005. So it is 20 years
ago.
That's so disrespectful. I hate that so much for me.
I was still in middle school.
Only by a year. You're only a year after me.
So, I was 13, okay?
Whatever, man. Whatever. It would have been 2005, yeah. Because I turned 15, my first.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's upsetting.
We're old, dude.
Yeah, we need to move past that. So speaking of being old, I'm a mother.
Yeah, I'm not a mother. Don't put that evil
You're a doggy mother.
Don't
doggy mother.
Put human baby evil on me,
no,
Ricky
never.
Bobby.
No. Doggy mother, though.
Doggy mom.
To the bestest doggy.
Yes. So, happy Mother's Day.
Yay, happy Mother's Day. To all the moms out there.
To all the moms out there. We are dedicating this episode to you by having everything that we're talking about today being mom-approved books.
We love mom-approved books.
We love mom-approved books.
Yep.
Especially
my
mom loves when I give her recommendations.
Same.
So you'll notice my bookshelf is a little bit on the lighter side of the scale today, and that's just because, one, I'm not going to recommend some of that stuff to my mother. That would just be very bad.
We know there are moms out there that'll read it, and we fully support you, and we want you to read that.
If you're not my mom and you want a dark romance recommendation, if you want a horror book recommendation, anything, please let me know, and I will help you out to find what you're looking for, but not my mom. No,
not my mom either.
My mom's very light gray.
Yep. My mom wants a recommendation from you, so you need to think about a good recommendation for her.
Well, I've already said it. And that's City of Brass.
That is true.
Yes.
Okay, you
City
hear
of
that?
Brass.
You hear that, Mother?
I think
read City of Brass.
It's very. Is it? What's the difference between high fantasy and epic fantasy? I don't remember. I get them confused.
So I know the difference, but I do confuse them because Brandon Sanderson writes high fantasy.
I thought that would be epic.
Okay, wait, I might have this confused. You know how many times we've recorded something on here, and then we listen back and we're like, that's wrong.
That's wrong.
I need to start making little corrections. I just refill myself and that's not what I meant.
Yeah. Whatever the one that's not Brandon Sanderson level is.
Like Lord of the Rings, Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah.
Is that epic? I
don't know. But it's a very world building heavy.
Sorry, I was like, that's so bad. I was hoping you would just ignore me.
You literally flung it across the room.
I was fidgeting with it. All you see for the first 10 minutes is me going.
You literally just went. Whoom. How am I not going to notice that? Okay.
I'm fine.
Okay. Are you sure?
No.
Okay. But it is a very like world building heavy type lore and
like that epic fantasy
or high fantasy,
maybe high fantasy,
whichever one it is.
Yeah.
But I do really think I really do think your mom would like it.
I think I'm really gonna like it.
And like pretty much no spice. There's like a kissing scene, and then there's like a scene that mentions maybe some things that go on with hands, but that's about it. That's about it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I do think she would like it.
Me too. There's this huge bee out the window, and I am super distracted by it right now.
Yeah, it's a carpenter bee.
Yeah, he's cute. Anyways, I do think my mom would like it. I need to get it on Audible, so she'll listen to it. Mm-hmm. She shares my Audible.
Yeah.
Don't tell Audible.
Which is honestly, immersive reading it or listening to it, I would suggest, just because some of the names are difficult.
I'll definitely immersive read it, or I'll listen to it on my way to work and then read it at work.
Yeah.
You know how I do.
Mm-hmm. Because Dara, he has a whole multi-syllable name, and I just call him Dara.
Do you immersive read it, or did you physically?
I just physically read it.
Oh, okay.
I might have started reading it or not reading it at work. We don't know. I don't read it at work.
I don't read it at work.
I don't read at work.
Me neither.
Yeah.
My favorite book that I've read... We've already started talking about this book earlier when we were talking about Roots of Darkness. I texted my mom. I said, what's your favorite book that I ever recommended to you? And she said Toad of Bones. But I fixed that in my brain. And I said,
we know.
Yeah.
We know what it means.
She does a little swipey thing to text.
Oh,
yeah,
I hate that.
Me too.
Oh.
I've watched her text before, and I'm like...
I can't do that.
I'm just cringing the whole time. I'm like, please stop.
Let me go back to T9, though.
Yeah.
I can do that blindfolded.
Right.
Well,
I even missed when my keyboard would slide up when I had the chocolate.
Yeah.
That was great also.
Yeah.
But yeah, her favorite book that I recommended to her was Road of Bones, which is such a good series.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go on it too much longer because I think we've already...
I think we
hit that nail on the head.
If my mom liked fantasy, I would 100% tell her to read it.
It does have a little bit of spice, but that's the level of spice, like, where that is, just so you know, my mom, where that spice is kind of where she doesn't mind. So this is kind of the same level as, like,
the
Avatar.
Road of Bone spice or the Kingdom of Claw?
Kingdom of Claw.
Kingdom of Claw spice there's more in it than Road of Bones.
Yeah, for sure. She doesn't mind that. Because
Okay.
think Akatar book 2.
Okay.
She doesn't, like, it's a little spicy, but it's not, like, that's all they're doing.
Yeah.
She does not like Silver Flame. She thinks that's too much.
I think it's too much.
I think it's too much.
So we agree on one thing.
Yes. Well, I just don't like Nesta also.
Well, so. I think it's too much because of, that's not why I'm reading the book.
Yes.
If it's what I'm going in, like, if spicy scenes are what I'm looking for going into that book, then yes, give me the spicy scenes. But even then, sometimes I'm like, this is too much.
Right. But I'm a plot-driven girly.
Yeah.
And that's my mom. As long as there's plot, she doesn't really care. Mm-hmm. As long as it's minimal.
Yeah.
But we all agree too much in Silver Flame.
Oh, yeah.
Which is another series that I recommended to pretty much any fantasy that I read, she'll probably read.
Yeah.
But, okay, my feelings on Caraval. I didn't love it. It was okay. I think I gave it 3 stars. I finished the whole series, but it was, like, okay to me. My mom ate that series up.
Yeah.
She loved it.
Haven't read it.
I really want to recommend it to you.
I think it's because you told me not to. And then also our one friend that...
Hates it.
Absolutely.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it like that. I don't hate it as aggressively.
Yeah. And so one of my mom's favorite books that I've recommended to her, and I think it was actually the first book I ever recommended to her, and you're currently reading the second book to it, was The Perfect Marriage by Jeneva Rose. And she really enjoyed it. She loved the plot twist. She was like, I never saw it coming. Give me more recommendations. Yeah. I now trust you forever to tell me what books to read.
So she's a thriller. Girly.
She likes mystery. She likes things that'll keep the page turning.
Okay.
So Perfect Marriage really did that for her.
That's awesome. Did she like anything by Kirsten Modulin? Because I know we both read.
Yes. So I recommended her to read The Arrangement, and I think she's only read the first one.
Honestly, you can quit there, in my opinion. I mean, all 3 of them are fine.
Yeah.
But you can quit after the first book and be totally okay, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I've only read the first one.
You're good.
And then, basically, anything Jeneva Rose writes, I'm telling my mom to read it. That's really her speed, is that...
Jeneva doesn't love thrillers. She likes thrillers. They're...
Yeah. Not... And then my mom likes contemporary type romances.
Oh, my mom loves those. So I actually have 2 of those on my shelf as well. Both of them are Kristen Hanna, which is one of my mom's favorite authors. But she loves, because Kristen Hanna doesn't just do historical fiction. Yeah. She has a lot of contemporary romance or lit fic, just contemporary type books. They don't always have happy endings.
Yeah.
She loves those kind of books.
Say if your mom likes historical, it's historical fiction based on a true story. The author actually interviewed the man that this story is based off of and used a lot of his life and everything. I almost don't want to call it fiction. It's like historical nonfiction, but it's told in a story. It's not like a educational type nonfiction book.
Right.
And it's called The Tattooist of Auschwitz.
I want to read that too.
It is so good. It's done so well. And then I actually read some of the author's notes and everything at the end of it, and it just particular part, the author's note, that's what made me the saddest.
I really want to read it. That actually might be one of the next books that I read, because I am not in a fantasy mood, which is very rare for me.
It's a quick read. You can borrow it
if you want. I've seen it. It's really short. That's the same. I believe it was The Women by Kristen Hanna. So just a brief synopsis for that one. Your main character, she was in
Vietnam.
Thank you. I was like, it's a war for sure. It was a war. She was in a Vietnam War as a nurse, and I mean, her base was getting bombed all the time. She was in one of, like, the FOBs, forward operating bases. And when she got back, she had a lot of PTSD, but she's a woman. And so she wasn't on the front lines, obviously.
Right.
So she didn't have PTSD.
Right,
And so she was not taken seriously at all.
Yeah.
And so it's not the same as Tattoo of Auschwitz. Tattooist. It is because it is not about one single person. It's about everybody's experience, but she researched it for 14 years. And it was really cool reading the author's note of that and everything. And then at the end, the females are finally starting to get recognized and everything. But, I mean, everybody during the Vietnam War was...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not treated well at all.
Well, no, because, like, back home, there was protesting and everything going on involving that. And then on top of it, the men and women coming home just completely traumatized by the things that they were seeing. Like, it was... I would say it was probably the first time, like, it really got noticed just what the men and women that are in the military and volunteer for, like, the Red Cross and everything, like, the things that they are subject to.
And so not only, like, they come back, not only were they part of the war, so hated on, but they're female, so of course they didn't see it. Like, they were just treated extra terribly.
Extra not great.
Yeah.
Can't relate.
And it takes place over, like, multiple years. So it shows her time as, like, a young woman joining the military, becoming a nurse, coming home, her PTSD, and then multiple years later and starting to be accepted and everything like that. And then also the infidelity that the men had and everything. And then the line... That never changed.
That never changed. That still happens.
The lying part of, they're like, oh, no, I'm single.
I mean, that still happens.
Right.
Frequently. Yeah. Hence why Michelle does not date anymore. Because she doesn't trust men.
Military men.
That's another...
are also... Not all of them. We're going to have, like, our whole, like, military section.
Especially everybody that we know.
Yeah. But I love historical fictions like that where they'll take the time to actually do the research and years of research.
Yeah.
And Yeah, and I think we just tangented a little bit.
A
but
little
I'm
bit,
okay
but
with
it's
that.
fine.
It was worth it. It was a good tangent.
Yeah. There's also another one that I have in my box. I didn't put it up on display. It's called The Secrets of Atomic City.
Oh, what's that about?
It's based off in World War II.
I love World War II.
And it follows the women
Mm-hmm.
that were... there was a secret town in, I think, Tennessee.
Okay.
Where they were doing all of the testing and all of the research for the atomic bombs.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So, and it follows the women for that.
Yep. Yeah, that's really cool to see it from that perspective, because we just had Oppenheimer last year, which was,
Yeah.
you know,
And I mean, this
same
came
story.
out years and years and years ago. And
That's cool. I want to read that. I want to be part of that book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason why I picked it up is because of my grandma when she was younger and everything, World War II.
Yeah.
And she was trying to be a part of like the WASP program, so she was learning how to fly and all of that. And
Yeah.
fortunately, the program was ended before she was able to.
That's super
be a part of
unfortunate,
it,
but that's really cool
yeah.
that she was trying to be a part of that. Women power, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Strong women in our families.
We love
yes,
that.
we love it.
I do make the joke all the time at work that I think it's crap that women have to work and everything, and I'm like, let's take it back to 1919 and like undo that vote, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I am just joking. I am here for women empowerment. But I do make that joke a lot,
Yeah.
just because I don't want to be at work.
Yeah.
And I'd rather be at home with my kid.
Right. Speaking of kids, what kind of books would you recommend for children?
Oh my gosh, if I
to
was
other mothers.
If I was a mother recommending books, first of all, the Never Touch series. It's a whole series. I have Never Touch a Grumpy Bat up here. My kid likes to put this in her mouth if she can. She's 13 months old. She puts everything in her mouth. And then, obviously, we have the Llama series, or if in the Llama series.
You're gonna have to.
The Llama series. But she loves the Llama series.
Yeah.
In fact, I just learned what that meant today, because she kept going to me, and she would go, Llama. And I was like, what are you trying to tell me? Mm-hmm. And she was pointing at the books and going, Llama. And I'm like, Mama? And she goes, Llama. Ooh. And I was like, okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Oh, she went and grabbed the book, and I was like, oh, you went the llama. But it was really cute. She was like, Llama. I was like,
that's cute.
Yeah, it was adorable. Yep, so Never Touch series, Llama series.
Yeah.
Highly recommend, 10 out of 10. And they're both series as well.
Yeah. For the moms out there that are not my mom, nor are they Chrissy's mom, if you enjoy a horror or a, like, I don't even necessarily know if my mom wouldn't like this book, but it's called Youth Juice.
It's an interesting name for it.
It is a very interesting name.
Okay, you have it up on you.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I figured you would like the cover because it's pink.
It is pink. I do like that.
Yes. But it follows our main character. She works for a beauty industry skincare company.
Okay.
And they have the best skincare out there. And you find out what the secret ingredient is, and the CEO, she essentially bathes in this stuff, but there's like a whole hidden society that this apprentice ends up finding herself in, and what keeps everything youthful. So it's one of those things where it's like
Did you say it was horror or like thriller?
Or
neither?
So it's in the horror section at bookstores, but for me, I wouldn't necessarily call... The horror element is the fact of what would you do to yourself and to others in order to remain young and beautiful.
Okay.
And I think that's the whole horror element behind it.
Yeah.
It's not very gory. It's not very, scary. In your face.
Yeah.
It's,
Would you recommend it to me?
You might like it.
Because it sounds good.
Yeah. You might like it. It's the same kind of thing with, Intercepts. I think you would enjoy Intercepts, and it's classified as a horror novel.
Okay. I like horror as well.
Yeah.
Movies.
Right.
I don't read it. But it's because I haven't gone out of my way to read it.
But this, I would say, it leans more towards, a lit fic type.
I do love a good... Is this my year of lit fic?
Maybe.
It could be.
Maybe.
It's in fantasy mood right now. It could be my year of lit fic.
Yeah. But
so if you have you can just get them all recommended now, so I'll get through them.
The Measure.
Yeah, I know. I actually really want to read that.
The Measure's really good. It is based on when everybody... So one day, everybody the age of 22 and up gets a box at their door. And that box contains a string that tells you how long you're going to live.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
I love that thought, though.
Yeah.
If you could find out the day that you were going to die, would you want to know?
No.
I don't know. Because I love knowing things.
You do?
But I don't know if I would want it. I think it would make me live my life differently, and I don't want to live my life differently.
For me, it would be, okay, well, that's my guaranteed day.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do crazy. Yeah. I'm going to go do stupid things. Yeah. And especially if it's, sooner than what most people do.
See, but then I think I would, if I was going to die tomorrow, I almost would want to know, like, hey, you're dying tomorrow, so I could, like, live my life till the fullest. But what if then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy and I died doing one of those things? I would have been, And that's how I feel about, they both die at the end. Spoiler alert, they both die at the end.
I would have never guessed.
I know. It's crazy. That book is the Death Cast. It gives you a call every day if you're going to die. And says, hey, today's the day that you're dying. So
I don't want to know.
Right. 2 people meet up and they spend their final day together. They don't know each other beforehand. And there's like an app that you can meet up with people to spend the final day with somebody. Or if you're dying, vice versa, whatever. And these both are like, hey, we're both dying. Let's go spend the day. And they pretty much just fall in love in that day together as well, which is really sad. And one of them definitely would have died regardless. And the other, it's almost like, is it a self-fulfilling prophecy? Like, because you wouldn't have been in that situation if you hadn't spent the day together.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's one of those where I feel everybody has a different answer, but I feel like most of the people that I've had that conversation with, they say, no, I don't want to know.
Yeah, most people I talk to, because I asked this at work, and most people say, no, I don't want to know. No.
That was another deep tangent.
It was another deep tangent.
But it was a good deep tangent.
We do have some good deep tangents today.
Yeah. It's because our brains are so all over the place right now.
We do. If I haven't said it already, I have. We're on night shift.
Yeah. Our brains are not functioning on full capacity.
And at work on night shift, our conversations they're not normal.
You get this. Yeah. This is what you get.
Right. They're not normal. Yeah. Actually, you get this and then like slightly dirtier versions of this.
There's definitely some inappropriate conversations. Yeah. It's all consensual though.
Yeah.
If people ask us to stop, everybody stops.
Right.
It's all good.
Yeah.
We just keep tangenting.
We do. But it's also all I have for my mom approved books.
Yeah. Like mom approved books are great. We love them. Mm-hmm. Our moms just happen to both sit on the same side of the grayscale, so
they do. Which is even if my side.
Even if my mom if my mom shared the same side of the grayscale as I did, I would not recommend her those books because I don't need her to know.
You don't. I wouldn't want to know if my mom was listening to that, and she was like, "Yeah, I liked this." I'd be like, "Mom, no, you don't like that."
I will say my mom did like Butcher and Blackbird. Though.
So I think my mom would also.
Yeah,
but I don't think Butcher and Blackbird is super. It's spicy. Like it is plot driven.
It is plot driven, but there are some very detailed spicy scenes.
And some accidental and not so accidental cannibalism.
Yeah.
And cookies and cream ice cream.
But it's funny.
It is funny. It's super funny.
Yeah.
If you haven't read it, read it. No matter, this is my book I recommend to every new reader. Mm-hmm. Or it has started to become that because it does have spicy scenes, but it is plot driven, but it's like a horror comedy. Not horror, thriller comedy. That's not the word I want either.
It's a dark rom-com.
Yeah. So then I can kind of get, if people are like, nope, this was too spicy for me, okay, now I know what to do.
Yeah.
So you tell me the parts of it you liked and didn't like, and you're like, I want slightly spicier. Okay, let's go to Lights Out, you know?
Do you know who recommended Butcher and Blackbird to you?
No idea. It was her. It was. And she did a good job. The other two, not so good job. But that was not her. That was the author.
That was the series.
Yeah.
Well, you never actually did the third one.
I will eventually, just because I want to be a completionist.
It's one of those that you don't have to, like, jump into it as soon as it happens. It's good. It's better than Leather and Lark, but it's not as good as Butcher and Blackbird.
Yeah.
So, But
I will read the next Lights Out, though.
Caught up?
Yeah.
So, have you heard?
It's spicier and darker.
It's spicier and darker. It's not really heavy on the comedy aspect.
I'm going to read it.
Okay. Do you want me to read it first?
No, I'll read it. I'll be okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'll probably read it first anyway, but...
I'll be okay. I'm not clearing the deck for it.
See, and I will. So that's why I'm saying, like, I'll read it first anyway, but from my understanding, it is very much darker than...
I still might read, even if you're like, Chrissy, you're not going to like this, I'll probably still read it just to be like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because I actually don't mind... How do I say that? Like, I don't mind the darker and spicier stuff. It's just not what I gravitate towards. If every once in a while, it's okay. It's just not what I gravitate towards. And I don't want to say I don't want to waste my time. It's just... There's so many other books I want to read.
Yeah.
You know? So I know I'm not going to give those 5 stars. I know they're not going to be high up. I know they're just going to be easy, quick, whatever reads. So I don't take my time to do that.
I've been kind of off my dark romance game lately.
Yeah.
I've actually been kind of off romance land anyway. I've been doing lit fic and science fiction until my current read right now, and thriller. I've been doing a lot of like mystery type thrillers too.
But it's helping you with your book slump a little bit.
It is.
I think we were just both in the wrong genre for a little while. Like we were, we were burnt out on that genre.
I do have to flop like genres quite frequently.
Mood reader.
Yeah. Luckily, I read pretty much any genre out there.
Same.
So
you want to talk about your current read?
Yeah. So my current read, I know I was just saying I've been out of the romance game, but it's a contemporary romance. It's good. It's called First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I literally actually just finished it while we were getting ready to shoot the podcast today. So I can give you a solid 3.75 to a 4-star rating on that. Because it didn't really give me anything too incredibly new. It didn't... Like, I like the concept.
It was good.
The radio show... Yeah, the radio show concept is really good. So, for those that aren't tracking, First Time Caller follows a FMC and an MMC. The FMC is a single mom, 29-year-old single mother. She finds her daughter calling into a radio station to talk on this radio show called Heartstrings, where she's trying to find a boyfriend or a lover or something for her mom to get her to start dating again. And the radio show host, his show name is Aiden Valentine. And he's kind of like your grumpy, I don't believe in love type guy. So I'm sure you can imagine where it goes from there. And I mean, it's good. I would recommend it to people that are looking for something that's like lighthearted and
like a nice, easy, quick read.
Like a nice, easy, quick read. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's good.
Yeah, I gave it 3.5 stars. It was good to me. It wasn't great. It was getting a ton of 5-star reviews, and that's actually why I picked it up. So maybe I went in with too high of expectation.
Maybe. Did you listen to it, or did you...
I listened to it.
Okay.
And the audiobook isn't bad.
Yeah.
I don't mind the audiobook at all. I think I did it on a trip, so I read it really quickly.
Yeah.
And I'm doing Perfect Divorce, which
You have to let me know how it is.
It's good so far.
Do I need to bump it up further on my list or no?
So I'm only halfway through right now, so I don't have a recommendation yet, because I kind of want to see what the twist is officially. But you're following the main character from the first book, Sarah, who has, in the first book, this is a spoiler for Perfect Marriage if you have not read Perfect Marriage. In the first book, she sets her husband up for murder, and he's convicted and sentenced to death.
Yeah.
This takes place like a year after that. So...
I thought it was like 11 years.
No, so a year after he gets killed, or he's put to death.
Oh,
so that's
after he's executed.
Yeah,
okay,
so Perfect Marriage ends there.
Yeah.
And Perfect Divorce picks up like a year later.
Okay.
Yeah. So she has a kid who's 9 years old, 10 years old. She's remarried to her, who she was sleeping with in the first book, and her co-conspirator, essentially. And he just cheated on her.
You would think he would have learned.
Right.
You would have thought.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like, he helped her the first time. You think he would learn. So, I don't know what's going on right now. He only had a one-night stand and he was blackout drunk. That's what he says, at least. And they
That's
just
what
found
they all say.
that she was just reported missing.
Who knows?
He was just interviewed. That's where I am. He was
Yeah.
just interviewed about it. And, yeah. So, and then...
Wait, who's missing? Sarah or the...
No, the girl he had a one-night stand with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So...
And we don't know who that is, right?
We don't know who that is. But we also find out that the former sheriff could have had something to do with the first girl's murder. So that investigation from the first book is reopened.
Okay, what?
Yeah, because he is involved... This is not a spoiler. He's involved in... He's like a drunk now. He's involved in a hit-and-run accident. And his DNA was taken and run through CODIS. And remember, she had three
DNA,
three DNA in her. And so she's found out to be the third DNA.
Oh, like he
He slept with her that day. Yeah.
Okay.
That
Gotcha.
same day. So they're like, wait, is this not as cut and dry as we think it is?
Oh.
So
okay, I think I'm picking up what they're putting down. Like they're gonna reopen the case, and they're like, "Oh no, we already executed this guy."
Yeah. Yeah. So
Got it.
yeah. So there's a lot of, and there's in the first book there was two narrations, Jacob and Sarah, the two main characters, and this one there's more, like there's a bunch of points of views. It's good so far, but I'll report back on what I give it.
Yeah.
And I don't think anything I just said was spoily. It was like just plot points. They're not spoilers for the book going on right now. Just plot points. It's spoiler if you haven't read Perfect Marriage.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
All right. Well, until next time, keep questioning the things between black and white.
Bye, guys.